Hukappa, what did you find out about your child's school that made you see red? My daughter Emma stopped eating lunch in second grade, not gradually. One week she was fine, the next week her lunchbox came home untouched every single day. Emmy, why aren't you eating? I asked. She stared at her shoes. I'm not hungry at school. 3 weeks later, she fainted during recess. When I picked her up, the nurse said Emma was dehydrated and hadn't eaten in over 6 hours. She brings lunch every day, I said. The nurse glanced at her screen. According to our records, Emma doesn't eat during lunch period. I drove Emma to a park and bought her a sandwich. She started crying before she took a bite. Mrs. Patterson says I eat too slow. She makes me throw my lunch away if I'm not done in 10 minutes. She has a timer, Mommy. If it beeps and you're still eating, you have to throw everything away and sit with your hands folded. I can't eat fast enough, I choke. How long has this been happening? Since September. 4 months. My 7-year-old had been starving for 4 months. I went to the principal the next morning. Mr. Davidson smiled when I explained. Mrs. Patterson runs an efficient classroom. Students need structure. Students need to eat. Emma needs to work on time management skills. She's 7. Old enough to learn responsibility. He stood up. Meeting over. That night, I posted in the school's Facebook group. Has anyone else's child had issues with Mrs. Patterson's lunch timer? By morning, I had 43 messages. 43 parents. All with second graders in Mrs. Patterson's class. Kids who stopped eating. Kids who vomited from eating too fast. Kids crying every morning before school. One mom sent me a drawing her daughter made. Stick figures at a table with a red X over their mouths. A clock with angry lines. Caption in crayon. No talking, no time. I created a private group. Within a week, 18 families agreed to go to the school board. We showed up at the next meeting with our kids. Every child told their story. 7-year-olds describing how they learned to skip lunch, how they hid in bathroom stalls during recess because their stomachs hurt. The board president shifted uncomfortably. We'll look into this. Look into it now, I said. We have medical records. We have children developing eating disorders because a teacher is weaponizing food. 2 weeks later, the district launched an investigation. They interviewed every child in Mrs. Patterson's class separately. 22 out of 24 reported the timer. Cafeteria staff confirmed they'd seen her forcing kids to throw away full lunches. The district psychologist filed a report. Mrs. Patterson's efficiency method was causing acute stress responses in children as young as 6. The school board voted to remove her from the classroom. That's when the anonymous emails started, calling me a troublemaker, saying I was ruining a good teacher's career, that my daughter was manipulating me. Then parents from other schools reached out. Mrs. Patterson had taught at 3 other elementary schools in 12 years. Same complaints at every single one. The district had just kept moving her. We filed a complaint with the state education board. Last month, Mrs. Patterson was permanently barred from teaching in our state. The district was required to implement new lunch policies and staff training on disordered eating. Emma's eating normally now, but she still freezes when she hears a kitchen timer beep. The school will never admit they let this happen for years. They'll never apologize for moving a harmful teacher from school to school instead of stopping her, but she'll never do this to another child again. Emma keeps that drawing from her classmate in her desk drawer, the one with the red X over the mouths. She says it reminds her that she wasn't crazy, that it really happened, that her voice mattered.